Look at this, bit of light fondling. These are my CoLight lights, 3-inch. Very nice, very nice. Which CoLight sent me. They've got bases all over the world to distribute them from. Really nice organisation. Ken is the guy we've been dealing with. So we're fitting them to the bike. It looks a bit of a snake's wedding, but we're going to explain what we've done with the lights and about the light bar we fitted, because they don't come with a light bar for a GSA, and if you buy clamps to fit the lights onto the crash bars of a GSA, they're usually too small. So there's a few issues. However, if you go this way, I'll show you the light bar. Now you can buy a light bar from a well-known lighting company. It costs 147 quid. Or you can go on eBay and buy this auxiliary light bar, which cost me 24 quid.
Now this light bar goes all the way there, up, right across,
yep,
and over to the other side. So you've got one bar for both lights, haven't you?
Yeah, and then you have a hole drilled in here for the light to connect on, which we'll show you when we've actually done it.
We're just about to see it.
Yeah. Now, people who've fitted these lights have done it on GSs, and there's a reason for that. Because to actually do it to a GSA is a bit more complicated, because to fit the light bar, there's a bolt that's underneath here and you have to take the panels off. So this has to come off, the beak has to come off, this panel has to come off, this panel has to be loosened, and if you want to take it up, and the tank panel has to come off as well. And if you want to get your hands in there, Betty the Wonder Dog spinning again. If you want to get your hands in there, you've got to unbolt these crash bars as well.
So it's quite strange that you've got to take all these panels off, but when you think about the price of the lights being 60 quid as opposed to other well-known makes, that we perhaps won't mention, that are like 300, 400, 500, 600 quid.
And up.
Actually, it's not much work, is it?
No, but the bolts actually fit under here, and there's physically no way you can do it without taking the panels off. And basically all it is a drop-down bolt, which you have to screw up. Yeah. And it's really, I mean, it took me 10 minutes to actually just fit it and do it, but it was taking all the panels off. Yeah. So I didn't fully take these off. I just managed to get Cornish Stig to get a small, delicate hands in there and help me. So fitted.
She liked that, small, delicate hand.
She did like that. So what we've done is, to prove that the system works, we've jury-rigged the connections, obviously just not...
So please don't say anything about this really bad connection, because we wanted to get it so that we could test it and make sure it works before we then put all the crimping on and connect it properly. And
so
then
a little bit more tape to go on, but we will show you how it all works. So basically, the lights will be controlled from the indicator button, holding it in for 5 seconds and switching it on. And because we connect it to an easy cam, one of these, it means you can program the lights to do different things. So during daytime running, we've got them set at 30%. Nighttime running, they're set at 90 on the main beam. Yeah. So they just run at 30%. You can have them strobing when you go to overtake somebody. If you pull your flasher light in, it'll strobe. When you sound your horn, it will flash. When you have your indicators on, we've programmed it so because they are quite bright at the front, when you switch your indicator on, if you go on the left indicator, the left light will switch off, right indicator, the right light will, but we'll show you all that. So
what we've done is, on the Hex EasyCam, is we've set it up, and I hope we've done this the right way, because what we've done is, rather than set up, it's on the red circuit and the yellow circuit, because we've got one from left going to one circuit, one right going to one circuit. So what we've done is we've set them up basically the same. So you've got the red and the yellow circuit indicated here, and like Mark was saying, 30% on day intensity, night intensity is 30%, but then full beam 90% on both of them. Yeah. You can have it when the turn signal is activated, so when you're indicating, these go off and then they come back on when you cancel the indicator. So you wanted that, but you didn't want the strobe when horn active, so when you beep it, it strobes. Flash to pass, you do it 3 times within a second and then it strobes. You didn't want that on, and you didn't want the inverse flashing, which means that when you've got the hazards on, these flash alternately with the hazard light. So just think it's just a complication, isn't it, really?
I think so.
And the modulation, we've left the modulation off, but we've disabled this bottom one because it says 3-wire dimming mode. Disable this mode for 2-wire auxiliary LED lights, which is how we've done it, because we haven't got the accessory wire, because we're using the Hex EasyCam just with the 2 wires. Yeah, so now we've got it all
program.
which couldn't be simpler with this.
No.
It really couldn't. I mean, even we can do it.
Even
we're not going to say that anymore, are we? But we've very crudely got it wired up, so we're going to work out where to hem all the wires, stick it with duct tape or whatever you call it.
Masking tape is called.
Is it?
In the
I
Navy.
thought masking tape was what,
in the Navy,
what
it's
you did
called
for
masking
decorating.
tape.
Well, we're going to use that masking tape and make sure it's all fitted nicely and then come back and show you how they all work. Right, so apologies about the light because it's very bright out there on a Cornish day, which is very bizarre because we've got weather warnings and all sorts apparently.
Yeah.
Look at that, weatherman. Is Mr. Fish about? I don't know.
Mr. Fish. 1986.
Yeah.
No hurricane.
All went wrong.
I can actually tell you I was in the middle of the English Channel in a hurricane. Anyway, so we've got it all jury-rigged. Now what we're going to do is prove the system works, which is a little bit of a worry, got to admit. But
if smoke comes out, this will be the end of the channel.
So we're going to switch the bike on.
Yeah. Right, if I go back here, I can get the lights U and the... Right, now those lights are on. They're flickering on the camera, but it's the frame rate that the camera's capturing the video at, not the lights.
So they come on automatically. All right, my auxiliary lights that BMW fitted are switched off. Okay, so to switch these lights off, I hold the indicator button in.
For 5
seconds, and off they go.
Excellent.
And I hold it back in again. Look, we'll prove it works both ways. 5 seconds, and there they come.
Yeah.
So they're set at 30% for daytime, 90% for the main beam.
Yeah.
So if I flash,
they just flash to the 90% and back again.
Yeah, and that's main beam.
Yeah.
90% back again.
Now, if you had set them to strobe, you need to, on your flashes, do 3 within 1 second, and then these will strobe.
So if you know, that's for overtaking people. I just find that a bit offensive. It would annoy me if I was a car driver. So, indicators. So I'm going to put the right-hand indicator on, which means that the right-hand light goes off.
Yeah.
The indicator works. And then if I do the opposite one, left-hand indicator, the left-hand light goes off. You know what that means, don't you?
What?
It means the system works.
I know. And we've wired it up.
Botch it and Scarpa does it again.
Google is still working, the world's still spinning. Look at that.
Right, so we're going to fit it all and then show you it's all done afterwards.
Yeah, we'll show you how bright it is, both from within the shed, and then we can wheel it outside the shed and show you how bright it is in the daylight as well.
Excellent.
That'd be good.
Yeah. We've done it.
3 days later.
Yeah, we've got the lights on the back of the bike as we promised.
No, it didn't take very long actually. The longest thing was getting the wires up through, wasn't it?
Yeah, we haven't showed you where to put the wires because all bikes are different. On the GSA, for example, they've come underneath the tank pad here, underneath the seat, and into the very small space on a 1250 to get under the rear seat. On a 1200, it's a bit bigger.
Yeah.
That's all done. It's been programmed with the Hex Easy Cam, and
we're keeping them awake.
We've tie wrapped it all up so it looks nice and neat. So all that's left to do now is...
Well, we need to show the lights actually on the brackets because we haven't shown those, have we?
Okay, so basically, really simple. The bolts that were provided by CoLight, the one on the top here, were really a little bit too long for me. So I just went and bought some. I think it cost me £2.
Yeah.
And these are Allen bolts that they adjust the light like that. Obviously you can adjust the light like that. So we've tightened them up.
They're actually really smart, don't they? And
they're good to go.
The other side, they actually are really smart. I don't know whether if we zoom in, whether it will allow us to focus inside the light. No, but at least you can see the LEDs and stuff. Look at Mark all happy there. Look at Mark all happy there. Right, we've got them fitted. On the top you can see that we've got the standard LED headlight from BMW, and each side we've got the visor technique lights. Now he's going to turn on the BMW ones, which are at the bottom, and you can see those. They are bright, but now he's going to turn on the other ones by holding the button for 5 seconds. And there they come on. Now they're not flashing in real life. This is the frame rate the camera's videoing at. but they are exceptionally bright. And now he's got not only just a triangle, but 2 or 3 different sections of lights. And now when he goes on to full beam, that is exceptional. And it's kind of an awful lot brighter than the BMW lights. And the visor techniques lights just compensate the side, I think. I think they look really cool. Look really cool. Be interesting to see what those lights are like at night from your perspective.
Yeah, we'll do a video on that.
Yeah, because we could have
up the lane,
couldn't we, and see how far. I mean, they are so bright, you can't look at them.
Well, we know the lane is 170 metres, so that'd be pretty good.
I think you'll be amazed when you first see them and you're riding along, coming home at night.
I didn't necessarily want these kind of lights on the bike because I don't feel really that, you know, I didn't want to spend an extortionate amount of money on another set of lights when the BMW ones are perfectly adequate. However, when I saw on the BMW owner's site that somebody had bought these and how much they paid for them, I was a bit sceptical. So that's why we contacted them and said, would you send us a set so we can have a look at them? Whether they stay on the bike or not, I don't know. But for £66 for a pair.
And they're really well made. That's the bit that really shocked us.
They're just as good as the other proprietary lights if you see.
And you can also, because on the front you've got these 4 bolt holes, Allen key bolts. You can get different filters for them as well.
Yeah, you can.
So exactly the same as the Denali. I wouldn't say exactly the same. They've obviously got their own bits and bobs in there. But if you're looking for that sort of effect of light where you can strobe, you can have the indicator. Oh, we forgot to show the indicators. Do you want to show the indicators?
I can do, yeah.
Because what we've done with Mark's bike, he wanted so that when you're indicating, so you'll have to turn them on. There we go. So when Mark now indicates, see that the right hand side is indicating and the right hand side CoLight has gone off, and when he switches to the other side it goes off as well. Now you can have it set up to strobe, but Mark didn't want that. You can also have it that if you've got the hazards on like Mark's done now, it would alternate between that and the CoLights. But to be honest, they're so bright they're just going to dazzle the hell out of people coming towards them and perhaps have an adverse effect as to saying you're a hazard actually causing more of an accident. But
absolutely,
I think they're really good. And you can get, I think it's 12%, but there is a discount. You'll see that in the description below.
We've got a code.
With a code, and there's a link there that will take you straight to
and we get nothing from it. It's just a discount for you guys. But the other thing that I needed to mention was the light bar, which came in at £24 as opposed to £147.
Yeah.
And I know there's a guy on YouTube who's selling his own version of a light bar. I just can't quite remember his name, which you have to contact him and he'll send it to you, but I don't know how much that is. But so for 66,
well, on their website, even if you bought all the extras that you wanted and it came to like 80 quid plus the mount,
90 quid, 100 quid,
say £100 with postage, all that sort of stuff, and a couple of hours of wiring it up, you've got yourself a decent system. Oh, of course, we've got the Hex Easy Can, which is another 200 quid and a little bit of wiring. But if you've got one of those, you've got it. But these lights come with all the wiring if you select that anyway.
So we just didn't have to use it all.
Yeah.
But really happy with them. Proof will be when I'm riding at night, because I do a lot of night riding. So
he's a night owl.
I am, apparently so.
Yeah. So we'll come back with another video of you riding at night at some point when it gets dark and you're out. See what they actually look like, because they actually look really bright. You can't look at them even in the daylight because you're seeing stars and red spots everywhere. But brilliant, CoLight.
Like them, CoLight. Thank you very much. Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up from us.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.